Bill Maher gets into a heated debate with Charlamagne the God, in his own words, not me, not mine. They get into a heated debate over reparations and the Biden administration. It gets crazy, it gets heated, it gets fiery. It is a clip from 3 years ago, but it's extremely good. So just wait. Thanks so much for watching Bring the Asteroid. Make sure you like today's video, subscribe to the channel, check out our YouTube store, and we'll get right into the video.
Last month, the Biden administration said, speaking of money, they want to study reparations. Study it. Compensate descendants of slaves for unpaid labor by their ancestors. Jen Psaki, the press spokesman, said, we'll see what happens in the legislative process. I'm curious where you are on this issue. I mean, there's a collective guilt that's asking individuals to recompense. I think that's how we would frame that.
Listen, I think reparations has to happen for black people. You know what I mean? Because slavery was America's original sin. And I really don't think no good is going to come to this country until they atone for their original sin, which was...
I love how he's like atoned for their original sin, like Charlamagne, my guy. I wasn't the one owning slaves. I'm a white girl. I'm a white woman, but I never owned slaves. So why would I have to pay to black people who also weren't slaves themselves? A very interesting take from a literal liberal. Ew. What more could we expect on it?
Was slavery. I mean, my ancestors literally built this country for free. So when you see...
Oh, really? Did you? Did you though? So shut up.
All of this money being thrown around, you know, $27 trillion in national debt, $1.7 trillion for failed F-35 fighter jets.
$500,000 for dogs.
$500,000 for fucking dogs. It's like if you're black in this country, you have to be like, well, what the hell? What's up with us? You know what I mean? So for me personally,
but again,
I don't even see what the issue is.
The issue is that that's the collective guilt. But individual white people are saying, I didn't do it, and my ancestors didn't even do it. And
Yeah, thank you, Bill Maher. Thank you. Why do I have to agree with Bill Maher right here? You know, it's a sad day when you have to agree with Bill freaking Maher. Ew.
And you are not your ancestors.
I'm a descendant of those ancestors.
I know, but okay.
Hey, listen, when a debt is old, a debt is old. Period.
But you've got a lot of money, so you say you should get more.
Should I get more?
Well, no, you should get a check.
Yes, I'm 97% West African, born in Charleston, South Carolina, so I should definitely get a check. But if it's to the point where, you know what, you make too much money, we don't think you deserve it, cool, give it to somebody who needs it. But to act like black people in this country don't deserve reparations is absolutely nuts to me. Hey, this is what I want. Put it like this, America, just treat black people like they're F-35 fighter jets. You had $1.7 trillion to throw at that bullshit. Throw it at the people who actually built this country.
But
okay, the people who actually built this country, Charlamagne, aren't still alive. I don't know if you know this. I know you're not the brightest bulb out of them all, but yeah, the people who built this country are dead. Yep, I know. I know this might be a shocking revelation to you, but yeah, they're not alive, dude. They're not alive. Gosh, these people, they just want free money. They just want handouts. They don't want to work. They're lazy. They're bringing their worst.
I don't see how anybody can dispute that.
But again, you didn't build this country.
Yeah, thank you, Bill Maher. Thank you. Like, it's a sad day when Bill Maher is making sense here.
But
For you personally,
so what? I'm a descendant of...
But I'm saying we can't write a check to a ghost, you know.
Why not?
Why not? Because, you know,
especially when the ghost's descendants are still
that's a descent.
Here. Listen, let me ask you a question. How do you right the wrong of slavery then?
Well, I mean, I think reparations can come in many forms.
Why not? Cash is king. It's America.
No, I agree. I mean, I think reparations do come in many forms. So we should be spending much more on the schools that serve black children. We should be spending much more on the infrastructure in black and predominantly black communities. We should be doing all sorts of things to close the opportunity gap, which is enormous and which we've done a terrible job closing. A debt is owed, and that's one of the ways you repay it.
Simple as
that. The problem I have with the reparations conversation is the questions you were asking a moment ago, it's practically a non-starter. I mean, in terms of practicality. No one's going to agree on the terms. No one's going to agree exactly on the eligibility criteria. Nobody's going to agree on the amount, and it's politically very unpopular. And while we're talking about something that I don't think is passable, and that's why Obama didn't talk about it while
Why
he
is
was
it
in
not
office.
passable, though?
What?
Why is it not passable?
Look at public opinion polls. It's just not going to get done. And that's not about the merits. That's about the appeal out there. And in the meantime, there's so much we can and should be doing that could be called reparations about the debt we owe.
Well, let's change the name. Call it economic equity package.
We don't owe a debt. We didn't do anything. Why am I paying the debt of someone else's crimes? Should someone else be locked up because they're related to a criminal? Does that make any sense? Like, let's say your dad was Charles Manson or your dad was Jeffrey Dahmer. Does that mean you should go to prison for the crimes of your father? Obviously not. So I don't even understand why we entertain such nonsense. True nonsense.
Whatever it is, as he said, a debt is
you
owed.
could say Obamacare, which helped black and brown people way more than white people. Obviously, all people can sign up for Obamacare, but that is the practical effect of it, is a form of reparations. There's a tax that everybody pays. I don't think it's capped. Rich people pay more. Those kind of solutions are different. I mean, listen to me what Glenn Larry says. He says, It frames the moral claims African Americans legitimately have in the wrong way. The idea this debt can be paid is a terrible idea. That's his opinion.
Here's the thing. Once again, it's white people not wanting to be held accountable.
Well, that's a black person.
Well, he's okay. A black person.
Glenn Larry said that.
Okay, what's his name?
Glenn Larry. You know Glenn Larry.
Well, I just think that it's a debt that is owed to black people in America. Simple. And I'll ask the question, if y'all don't think it should be cash, what should it be? If y'all don't think if there should be any reparations to black people, what should it be?
All right. So
I want to know, do you think that black people should get reparations?
I think it should be more like what Frank and I are saying. Different, not a check, no. I think it should be done more by class. I mean, 21% of blacks are below the poverty line. So that means we're giving checks to 80% of people who are not in poverty. Shouldn't it better be done that if we're going to pass out money? That's like what I was starting the show with. If we're going to pass out money, let's pass it out to
start with the poor and disenfranchised.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Well, and
100%.
is a one-time check going to change a life as much as a real investment in education? As much as a real investment in young people's social programs?
I think it should
I think a debt is owed, and I have no problem paying it in cash. I'm just talking about where the money goes to help the most number of people the quickest.
Yeah, I think it should be all of that simply because there is really no price point that you could put on reparations for slavery. Like none. Like there's no number you can put on what my
Exactly. So it will never be enough. So why even bother?
ancestors went through in this country.
Yeah.
I mean, that just proves the point as to why reparations are ridiculous. I mean, they're ridiculous in their own sense, but you can never please them. So why even try? Honestly, I'm leaving you guys with that question. Please leave in the comments below your thoughts on that. Please try to answer that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching today's episode. I'll see you next time on Bring the Asteroid.